I get this question all the time. I don't have very much money, but I want to start a business. What should I do? If you want the real answer, watch this video to the end. I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how I would start a business with very little money from scratch. For context, I've built 9 businesses, and at the age of 24, I started my first business. Just 4 years later, I started what would become my first multi-million-dollar business. So after building 9 businesses, I made a ton of mistakes, and I learned a lot of things that most people don't know. Luckily for you, I'm going to show you what to do step by step so you can skip all the mistakes and start making money in your business today. Step 1, find a problem, not just a passion. What do I mean by this? Don't just start a business because you like something. Start a business because there's an actual problem there that people are willing to pay you for if you have a solution. Let me give you a real world example. I started Agent Success Hub. Agent Success Hub is curated for real estate agents who get out of school or who haven't made a transaction yet in real estate. The problem is that real estate agents in their school, they are taught how to stay out of jail. They're not taught marketing, they're not taught sales, they're not taught how to talk to people, they aren't taught any of that stuff. So the problem is they don't know anything about sales, they don't know anything about marketing. What I did is I created a course and I created a community to where real estate agents, after they pass their test, can come into a world and learn how to market. They can learn how to sell, and they can actually learn how to be a valuable real estate agent on the market and get people more money for their houses. How can you do this too? Don't ask yourself, what do I love? Ask, what are people frustrated by and willing to pay money for? Here's a really big tip. If you go on the niche Facebook groups and Reddits, you can go on there and you can see people complaining about things constantly. Is it the service? Is it the product? Is it the price? What's going on and what are they complaining about? That's how you can find a problem and create a solution which will ultimately lead to a business. Here's another tip that I would do. Go into your Venmo and go into your business account. Look at all the things that you've been transacting over the course of a year or the last 6 months. Are you paying for a service? Are you paying for time? Are you paying for something that you don't want to do? That's another example of how you could start a business, because obviously there's a problem. You're willing to pay for it. Start a business to solve your own problem. Now, let me give you some real world problem examples. Busy parents don't have time to cook. Start a meal prep service. Small business owners hate social media. Offer content batching or ghost posting. People don't want to mow their lawn, they don't want to take care of their weeds, they don't want to take care of their garden. Start a landscaping business. Step number 2 is sell before you build. This is one of the biggest problems I see new business owners make. They spend tons of money without even knowing there's a paying customer. Stop doing this. You need to be able to sell your product or your service before you go and spend tons of money. Here's a real world example from my journey. Years before I started my gym, I started offering personal training, I started offering coaching, and I started offering meal plans. I knew that people liked my training style, they liked what I had to offer, and I knew that I could turn that into a business. So before you go out and do anything, please make sure you sell your service, you sell something before you actually spend tons of money on building out your product. Remember, if you're asking yourself, how can I do this too? You're solving someone's problem. You don't need a logo, you don't need a website, you just need a result for someone's problem that they are willing to pay for. Here's a tip that I want to give you for this step. Message 5 people. Reach out to them with the problem that you're wanting to solve and see if they were willing to pay for it. One of the things that I wouldn't do is I wouldn't reach out to a friend or a family member. They're wanting to help you and they're wanting you to succeed. That's great. I would find people that you haven't spoken to in a very long time, that you don't really know, and even better, if you can find complete strangers, that will get you the best results. They'll either completely laugh at you and be like, that's not a problem, dude, I have no issues with that. Or they're gonna go, oh, yeah, that's actually is a problem, and I would be willing to pay for that. So that's a good way that you could go about that. Step 3 is getting results fast for your first few clients. Those first few clients that you pick up are absolute gold. Get them results fast, get them to refer you to other people, and your business will grow. If you do it the other way around and you half-a everything that you're doing with your first few clients, your business will fail immediately. Make sure that you're getting your first few clients a win very quickly and with great results. One of the things that I want to help you understand about this step is it's not just about your first clients that you need to over-deliver for. This needs to become a habit in how you do business. If you over-deliver for just your first few clients and then your next clients after that, you kind of go a little bit iffy with it, right? Your business is gonna fail. One of the things that I wanna make sure that we understand with this is I'm not saying that just for your first few clients, you need to over-deliver and then everyone else after that you treat badly. That's bad business. The reason that I'm saying this step is because with your first few clients, if you over-deliver and you see that success and you see those results, that it's growing your business rapidly because they're referring other people to you, you'll get that in your head that you'll be like, yes, this is how you do it and this is how you should do it with every client after that. And so, for example, when I was doing my gym as my first business, my first clients that I brought into the gym, I made sure that they knew what everything was. Made sure that the sign-up process was absolutely perfect, and I made sure they had everything. Did they have water? Did they have a towel? Did they have services that they needed? Was everything taken care of? And then after that, it was like second nature for everyone else that came in. When I started hiring employees, they needed to treat their clients that came into the door just like that as well. And so start treating the first few people like gold, because they are gold. And then everybody else after that, you treat them the exact same way, and that'll become the culture in your business, and it'll be a successful one. Here's a mindset tip that I want to give you. Your first 3 to 5 clients are your resume. Treat their wins like your future depends on it, because it does. Step 4 goes right along with step 3. Remember how I was telling you that if you treat those first few clients like gold, they're going to recommend other people to your business. Step 4 is turning your proof into growth. If you don't show people that your offer works, they'll assume that it doesn't. Make sure that your first few wins, you're absolutely capturing those moments, either with pictures, with text messages, with emails, whatever it is that they're sending you. Even if it's a simple thing like, thank you, I had such a great time, your business is amazing. Or #1 business on the street, best food ever. Thank you, I wouldn't have done it any other way. Things like that in the moment don't seem valuable, are very valuable. Make sure that you are absolutely posting anything and everything that you have, so that you can show the world that whatever it is that you are offering, it is working and people are loving it. Here's a tip that I want to leave you with. I want you to go into your phone and I want you to open the notes, and I want you to title it Proof Folder. This is where you're going to document every single win that you're ever going to receive for your business. And at first, you're going to start remembering that a ton of people have messaged you, and you're going to be like, oh, I've missed them. But this is okay. Once you turn on your brain and you start seeing that these people are interested in your business, start noting it down in your notes, and that way that you can start a huge list. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, I only have 1 or 2 and I'm not going to post that because that makes me look like I don't have very much business. Wrong. Please make sure, even if you only have 1 or you have 2 messages from people saying that they love your service, they love your business, they love your product, post it on a website, post it on your social media, get it out there to the world. Because 1 will turn into 2, 2 turns into 4, and 4 turns into 100. Please make sure that you are showcasing your awesomeness to the world. Now, there may be some of you out there who are saying to yourself, I don't have 1 text message, I don't have 1 email, I don't have 1 person that's grateful for my services or my business. I understand. I've been there and I've done that. And this is what you do. You use your own transformation. Use your service on yourself. Use your transformation or whatever you are selling on yourself first, and use that as proof that your product works. You're a person too, and you see this as a problem. You've used this to solve the problem. Make sure you let everybody know that you're using your own service to solve your problems as well. Step number 5 is building systems before you scale. If you don't build systems early in your business, you're gonna work yourself into exhaustion. When you're building systems early, you can work on your business, not in it. But if you don't have a plan to scale, if you don't have any systems, you haven't noted anything down, and you haven't been able to delegate any of the work, you're working in your business. And that's when problems arise and you're too close to the problem for you to be able to see what really needs to happen. Working in the business instead of on the business is a huge problem. And this is the reason why. Let me give you an example from my first logistics company. When we started, I was doing 5 routes and I had 10 employees. In a matter of 3 months, I scaled up to 40 routes, and I needed over 100 employees to cover those routes, and I wasn't ready. And the reason that I wasn't ready is because I didn't build a system and I didn't know everything that I was doing so I could delegate. It took me 8 months to get out of that hole. I dug myself in a hole. I was doing everything by myself. My wife told me I was a zombie, and it was a mess. I finally found a dispatcher and someone that could help me. From there, that's when I started building systems. I did it wrong, and I made a huge mistake. Don't make the same mistake that I did. Build systems first. As you're working through the business, note everything down. Write everything down, write every system down. What are you doing? How are you doing it? When are you doing it? All of that. And then when it comes time for you to hire an employee to take over the little things that you aren't doing anymore, so you can work on the business, not in it, it makes it so much easier because you already have everything noted down, and you can simply pass the SOPs over to your employee and they know what's going on as well. Here's how you can do it too. Even if you're a solo operator and you're thinking to yourself, my business will never be big enough, I don't need this. Stop thinking like that. think in abundance, and know that your business is going to be so huge one day that you're going to be able to hire an employee and they're going to do the work that you're doing right now. Here's what I want you to do. Pick one task per day that you do and write it down. That's your first step to freedom. Every single day, pick another task, one task. You create SOPs. Don't think of everything that you have to do at once. If you think of every SOP that you have to create all at once, you'll feel overwhelmed. Pick one task on Monday, pick another task Tuesday, another task Wednesday, and then when it comes time, you're going to be so happy that you have those, I promise. One mindset tip that I want to leave you with this one is remember that you don't rise to the level of your hustle, you fall to the level of your systems. Systems are the reason millionaires are millionaires. They don't do it alone. They have to have a team, and their team needs to know what they need to do in order to get the job done successfully. Without it, you got a bunch of people running around with chickens and their heads cut off, right? It just doesn't work. You need to make sure you have SOPs. You need to make sure you have systems in place. Please make sure you start writing them down. So there it is. That's the exact 5-step blueprint that I would use to start from scratch with very little money to start $1 million business. If you want to go deeper, check out my website, myelevatedmindset.com. I have a 7-step checklist that you can download for free to help you on your way to start your first multi-million-dollar business. I use these 7 steps in every business that I create, and it helps me to make sure that I have a valuable idea that people are willing to pay for. If you already have a business and you already have a great idea, and you just need someone to help you scale it or get going just a little bit, make sure that you go on to myelevatedmindset.com, click the coaching tab in the top right corner. That way you can fill out a Google sheet, give me some of the information so I know what we're talking about, and I'd be happy to jump on a Zoom call with you. We can figure stuff out together, and hopefully I can give you some good tips. If this video gave you a ton of value, I'd love if you'd hit the subscribe and the like button to make sure that I can keep pushing out more content like this. Hope to see you soon.